Hello and welcome to day 5. Yesterday was a rest day. How many people were like, thank God, because this is terrible. But you're still here. It's day 5. We're working our back and our biceps today. Today you're going to need two sets of weight, a heavy weight and a light weight. I'm going to use light weights just for demonstration purposes. The moves are exactly the same with the heavy weight. You're also going to need your resistance band. We do love this band, don't we? So today's concept and what we're working on is some larger muscle groups in our arms with our biceps, as well as our lower back and into our lat muscles is really where we're going to be focusing. We spent a lot of time on our upper shoulders the first day, but now we're going to move it on down into our lower back, get that nice little V shape in the back area. So the first round is an alternating bicep curl. You will do 30 seconds with your heavy weight and then drop it down to your low weight for 30 seconds. Then we're going to do a move called wood chop. Then we're going to do a series of moves called 777. And then we're going to do a single arm lat pull down with our band. So the first is the alternating bicep curl. I'm going to do mine on my knees just so you can see me in the camera. However, I recommend doing this actually seated on a bench or in a chair or just standing. So with the alternating bicep curl, your one arm does the work and then the other arm will follow suit once it gets back to its starting position. So shoulder blades are down, you're not up like this. Heavy weights in your hands. You're going to lift, contract, lower down. When you get to that full extension at the bottom, then the other arm moves. It's slow and controlled. None of this business, because then you're going to be using momentum to move you forward. Keep your arms forward slightly. So, and then down. Then when you come to the other side and down. If you're here, you're using more of your tricep. But if you bring it forward, you're using your bicep. Yeah, that's what we're working today. The next move is called a wood chop. This is a full body move, but I think it feels really great on your back. So you only have one weight in your hand. I recommend just using your low weight for this one. If you are super strong, you can use your heavy weight. You're going to have your feet wider than your hips. You're going to start in this position where the weight is in line with your right shin. Then you're going to extend and push up and then lower back down. Core is tight. Hips are going in the direction you are going. And your feet don't really move. They might move a little, but not a lot. You'll do 30 seconds on one side, then you'll switch. Same movement on the other side. When you're squatting, remember, weight is always in your heels, right? Okay, the next move is one of my favorites. When I was in competition prep, I did this move a lot on bicep day. It's a 7, 7, and 7. So what you'll do is seven moves where your arms go from full extension to 90 degrees, 7 times. Then you'll do from 90 degrees to top, 7 times. Then you'll do full extension, 7 times, right? Choose lightweight for this. You will not be going from heavy to light on this one. You'll just do 1 full minute with the same amount of weight. So it looks like this. I'll turn sideways so you can see. The first move is up to 90 degrees and down. The next move is from 90 degrees to shoulder. So you're here. Squeeze at the top. The final move is full extension from bottom to top. 7 of them. Yeah, just like that. Then we're going to do a single arm lat pull down. So we're going to use our bands. I'm going to kneel for this, but you should be standing. Okay. So we're going to hold on to the band above our head. One arm is going to do the work for 30 seconds, then the other arm is going to do the work for 30 seconds. The further apart your hands are, the easier the movement is, but the less effect you're going to get. So make the resistance good for you. I might have to actually wrap mine one more time. Okay, so once you get it all set up, so I'm going to be moving my right hand. My left hand stays stable. It pulls down and lifts back up and squeeze. Notice how my left hand isn't changing. My left arm's not moving at all. All the work is coming from the right. Then I'll switch sides after 30 seconds. Yeah, one side might be stronger than the other, and that's okay. Keep your hands just a little bit forward of your head so that when you bring the band down, you're not like smacking yourself in the face. So it's okay if you're here rather than being up here, because if you're here, your head is going to get in the way and you're going to hit yourself. So just keep it a little bit forward. Squeeze the lat muscle. That's this side muscle right underneath your armpit. When you kind of go like this and broaden your shoulders out, that muscle you can feel right here. That's the part of your lat that movement is working. So each exercise, 1 minute, 30 seconds rest in between. For the wood chop, you are doing 30 seconds on each side. For 7 and 7, it's the same movement all the way through. So if you do 7 up to 90, 7 from 90 to the top, and then 7 full extension, and you're not done your minute yet, start it over. And then the single arm lat pull down is the same. Right arm moves for 30 seconds, left arm moves for 30 seconds. Then we move on to round 2. The first move is a lat raise. We're going to actually do it with the band. Then we're going to do a diagonal hammer curl. And then we're going to do a Superman hold. I'm going to explain the Superman hold because I actually can't do it because it's a movement that is on your stomach. And then we're going to do a rotating bicep curl. So the first move is a lat raise with the band. So you're going to stand on your band. Okay, so we've done shoulder presses before, right? Now we're doing lat raises. Oh, yeah. So I suggest not holding your band under, like, I suggest the grip be, you can play around with the grip, whatever works best for you. You can either have your grip where your palms are facing up towards the ceiling when you move, or you can have them where they're facing down towards the floor. I find it to be easier when my hands are facing down towards the floor. The more narrow your feet are, the easier the move is because it's allowing more band. When you're moving, you want to imagine that pencil is in between your shoulder blades, like we talked about when we did shoulder day, right? So your movement is coming from here. The work is here hard, but then you have to slowly lower it down too so you can get that movement there. The diagonal hammer curl is actually a really cool move. I'm going to do one side at a time. I'm going to put my hand on my hip and hold my hip nice and still. A hammer curl is like this, but when we're doing it diagonally, we're coming this way. Yeah? So, just a little other variation so you can see from the side. So, your hand is at your side, it starts. You start to do the hammer, but you're bringing it to the opposite shoulder and lowering it down. Now notice, I'm not bringing my arm back here. It's staying up in the front. I have a little more surface area to catch on with this baby. There we go. Just like that. You'll do 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other side. Okay. Superman hold. I can't show it to you because you're actually laying on your stomach, but I can do something similar on all 4 hands and knees, but you'll be on your stomach. So a Superman hold, what I suggest doing, because a minute to hold a Superman is pretty hard, but if you break it down and hold for as long as you can, and then relax for a couple seconds, and then come back up into it. But what you're going to do is you're laying flat on your stomach, and your arms and your legs are going to come up off the floor. You're going to tighten your core muscle, tighten your core muscle, and then really contract and squeeze your glute muscles, point your toes. So both feet, both hands are up off the floor, and you're in a Superman stance. With your arms, just make sure that you're not like this and your head and neck and shoulders aren't all touching. Your arms are still down your side, so you're like this instead of like that. And then rotating bicep curl. So rotating bicep curl is where it's all about the positioning of your forearms and your palms. So you start with your palms facing your hips, but when you extend up, your palms face your shoulders and they rotate back down. It's nice and slow and steady. The movement is coming from your bicep, so keep your elbows tight to your side. So from the side, it looks like this. And down. Up, rotate, and then rotate it back down. And then that is round 2. Now, round 3, because there's only so many exercises you can do if you don't have a chin-up bar for your back, I'm going to call it a burnout round. So the idea is that you are going to exhaustion. You are going to lift the weight until you can't possibly do it anymore. So it may be more than 30 seconds. It may be less than 30 seconds. It just depends on your time. So when you're doing the burnout round, make sure you write down, okay, week 1, I did the lat pull down for 30, I did it for 30 seconds. Week 2, I did it for 35 seconds or something like that. Just keep track of how long you do it because it's not a specific time. It's based off of your own personal ability. So the first move is a lat pull down to exhaustion. We're going to do it with a band. The second is a reciprocating bicep curl. And then we're going to do a rocket man. So there's only, you'll notice, 3 exercises in the burnout round because you are supposed to go until you are exhausted, until your muscles can't do it anymore. So first move, lat pull down. It is almost the exact same thing that we did before. So I'll do it on my knees so you can see. So you have your band, your arms are wrapped to your ability so that you can be successful. This time, both arms are going to be moving at the exact same time. Shoulder blades are down. So I'm not up here like this. My shoulders are down. You're going to squeeze it and lift up. Squeeze and lift up. Now, when you're doing that, notice my elbows are slightly bent. That's okay. It's hard to do it straight. And when you do it straight, you're actually engaging more of your lat muscles, which is what you want to do. But for beginners, it's okay to have your arms bent a little bit. So you'll do that to exhaustion. The next is a reciprocating bicep curl, and you'll do that to exhaustion. Choose the heaviest weight that you can where you'll still be successful. So if you can only do 4 or 5 reps, that weight's probably too heavy. You should be looking at being able to do 12 to 15 reps before you get exhausted, or even more. So don't pull 35 pounds if that's what you have and think that you can be successful at that if you've never done these before. So again, bicep curls. We know our shoulders are down from our ears and our elbows are into our sides. So they're reciprocating. That means one moves and they switch. Core is tight. Hips are tucked under, so we're not like this. Yeah. And you're going to do that to exhaustion. It doesn't look like it's a lot, but it definitely gets there before you realize it. So the next move is called Rocket Man. Again, it's like Superman, but I can't demonstrate the full move, but I can talk you through it. So you will be on your stomach. Your legs are straight back behind you like they were before. Legs are zipped together. Glutes are nice and tight, and you'll lift them up off the floor. What you're actually doing with your hands is your hands, if you're laying flat on the floor, your hands are underneath your body like this. So, and then you're going to move them back behind you like this. So you're laying flat on the floor. You haven't started to move yet. Your hands are like this. You lift your legs up and you bring your arms back behind you. Now your arms, your shoulders are away from your ears. You're kind of looking 4 to 5 inches in front of you. Your glutes are nice and tight. Core is tucked in and your palms are facing the ceiling. So you're laying like this and you just hold it. again, with the same thing like we did with the Superman, you can hold it for 15 seconds and then drop down, because you're going to do the Rocket Man for a minute. That's the only one in the burnout that you will actually do for a full minute. The idea is that you're strengthening the very lower panel of your back and your glute muscles. So that is your day 5. We did back and biceps today. If you need additional support, check me out on Facebook, Sweat and Be Fit. And I look forward to day 6, which is our last day. And thank you all. And if you have questions, comment below. Peace.